Here, I'm recording now, Bill.
Okay,
Okay,
here we go, Mark.
so we're live now, all over the world. So we'll call the meeting to order at 6:44 p.m. Everyone's had a chance to look at the agenda. It's very short, not much to look at. So could we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Sorry, Bill, you wanted to add item number 6, new business, and new board members as 6.1?
Sure, yeah.
Is that
Actually,
for
on
the
your
special?
agenda, 6 is next meeting, so would it be 5.1 or no?
No, I'll push everything down.
Oh, okay, sure, that sounds good. Yep, 6.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
got next meeting. Oh, number 6 is for Courtney.
It's going to be
right?
new business, and 6.1 will be new board members. And Connie's quit.
She went to close her windows. Oh, there she
Oh,
is.
okay.
All right, so a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
We have thank you, Connie. Second.
I second it.
Thank you. Recommendations. Okay, did that. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and the nature thereof. Are there any conflicts of interest? I don't think so.
No.
Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from the July 30th meeting?
Yeah, it was pretty well.
Yeah.
Basic.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from July 30th?
I'll motion it.
I heard Barb.
Barb, do you want to second that?
What am I seconding?
The minutes from last.
Approval of the minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, business arising from the minutes. So this is basically the main reason why we're meeting tonight is the reopening of the hall. So Mary Ann, you had spoken to Amanda. So do you want to just brief us on that conversation? What Amanda said we need to do?
Our Amanda, yeah. She said
Yeah.
just to get in touch with her and she can get that box of supplies to the hall after this meeting.
Okay,
And that's
but
with the,
yeah, sorry. But in conversation with Amanda, it was her that told you that we needed to pass a motion to
yes,
reopen,
yes,
correct?
sorry, yes.
Right,
Yes, she,
okay,
yeah,
yes, okay.
yeah, she told me,
So,
and I went, oh, I said, yeah, but did we have a motion to close? She said, she brought that up, and I says, I can't remember if we motioned to say we're gonna
Yeah.
close Sunnidale, or was it the,
To remain closed at this time was your motion.
yeah.
yeah,
The closed part was forced upon us. I think there was discussion at one point where we said we were just kind of saying that the hall was closed for the year back when things looked really grim and nobody knew what was going on. I think we all kind of decided we were going to shut it down until the first of the year, but now things have loosened
Open up a little bit.
and we're in
Yeah.
phase 3 up here, and there's obviously a lot of interest in rental of the hall. And with the discussions we've had, sterilization, and now with church moving on and no longer with us, unfortunately, that puts a different spin on things, because what we talked about at our last meeting, which was probably about a day before we found out that it was leaving us, we were hoping that we could just let Pastor Mike and the church take the hall, and they would be basically the exclusive renter for the foreseeable future. But with them gone now, and again, as I said, now we're into phase 3 and whatnot, I won't repeat myself. We're looking to reopen and follow the regulations as they are mapped out by the government, which I guess, is it 50 people still, Kayla, for the whole indoor space?
That's my understanding, yes.
Right, okay. And 100 outdoor if there ever to be an outdoor thing. So it sounds like the rentals that Mary Ann is potentially booking or have penciled in, pending our vote here in
Yeah,
a minute.
and that's what I
It
did.
sounds like most of them are going to be well under the 50 mark, like small parties, small meetings, etc. If Homes Agro ever decided, Mary, that they wanted a space again, which they probably won't, but if they did, they look like they're at least 50 strong, aren't they, when they come? Or
Oh, yeah,
they...
but they're usually February,
Right,
so
okay,
we probably won't see them till,
right.
because they get set up for the
Okay.
spring. For the
And maybe
spring.
by then the regulations will allow for 75 in a space,
Yeah,
depends.
yeah.
So I guess, is there, so let's do a motion, then we'll ask for any discussion. So could I have a motion from the floor for the reopening of Sunnidale Hall? Could somebody make a motion? I don't think I can.
I'll motion that.
Could we
Then
have
we opened up, reopen the Sunnydale Corners Hall.
effective
Or, well,
effective now, immediately?
Tuesday.
Effective Tuesday, once we get our sanitation kit in place. Can we have a seconder for that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, second by Connie. Do we have any discussion around the motion to reopen the hall?
What do you think,
Think
Barb?
we-
Is the reopening kit available?
Yep, that's what Amanda told me last week. We just have to reopen it and then she'll make sure that the kit is available.
I'm seeing people.
Are you on now?
I think so. I see everybody's pictures.
Okay, I'll turn off
Click
the,
on join with video.
I just hung up on it.
Hey, there she is, sort of. Take yourself off mute, Barb. Oh, she gone now?
Yeah, I was getting,
No, I think she's left the meeting now. She's
Nope,
gone.
she's
There
back.
she is. Okay, Barb, you there?
I will
Unmute
unmute
yourself, Barb.
Take yourself off mute, Barb.
It's a little icon up
There,
top.
I've unmuted.
There you go.
There.
Can you hear us, Barbie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
I
Excellent.
apologize.
No, that's okay.
I apologize.
Okay,
no,
no problem.
Change
Okay,
the button.
so just, we heard that, Glenn.
what did Glenn say?
Glenn told her to resign.
Yeah. This,
Hey, Glenn, you want to join?
this is ridiculous.
Oh,
Okay,
Well,
so
that-
Barb, just to refresh you on what you may or may not heard, there is a motion on the floor made by Mary Ann, seconded by Connie, that we reopen Sunnydale Corners Hall effective this coming Tuesday after the weekend, after the long
I
weekend.
heard that.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Barb, do you have any, and you had raised the question about the sanitation kit, the safety kit, and it was answered that Amanda will be dropping it off, or one of us will get it. There will be the sanitation or sanitization station in place when we reopen.
Okay.
Okay, is there
And then
any
there
other
was a
further?
mention.
Yep.
There was a mention at the bottom of in the agenda about plexiglass. What was that needed for, or where was that going?
That might have been mentioned if we were ever to have the bar open for an event. Like you'll see the plexiglass up in front of the tellers at the grocery store, the convenience store in the corner and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're nowhere near that right now. I think that if we kind of go about it the way we discussed it in our previous meetings, right now, for example, the kitchen is going to be off limits for anybody. They're not going to use the kitchen, like our knives, forks,
Yep.
plates, anything. So the plexiglass really is not something we need to worry about at this time. So,
Okay.
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 Any other discussion?
And
Yes, Mary.
customers are gonna have,
what was that, Glenn?
and customers are gonna have.
Then I don't know what kind of customers we're going to be having there at the hall then.
Well, we've
Is it
got
just people
small
coming for
birthday
meetings?
parties. We've got small birthday parties. My family's going in for our Thanksgiving. There's going to be probably a lot of gatherings of a dozen people or less, or maybe 15 or less. How many do you expect with the post office meeting, Marianne?
She said about 15.
About
10 or
15. So we're not.
They have a real small.
Yeah, nobody's going to be looking to book a buck and dough or anything like that at this time, I wouldn't think. And even if they do, it's
No.
still our hall. We don't have to have it. So it'd be nice to get it open and get a little bit of cash flow started again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I understand that.
I don't understand about the kitchen. If everything is sterilized and they're looking after them and we have the dishwasher there, that's what Amanda says. You guys have an advantage because you've got a sterilized dishwasher there. So I had mentioned that to Amanda. I said, will you be using the kitchen? Well, she says, I don't think so. If we use anything, it will be just the fridge. So we can put the food in their fridge to keep cold because they're going to be, you're talking a little birthday party. But I said to them, well, if you have to use, because I didn't know yet, you can always use a dishwasher and use our plates and then they're sterilized. Don't use paper plates because you're going to leave that stuff. Well, they won't anyway because they got to take their garbage. So I don't understand. Same with bathrooms. Well, if you have the hall sterilized, that goes with the kitchen too. They'll need the fridge to put their food in if they're going to have ice cream or cake or whatever, and then it has to be sterilized. After everything's said and done.
I think maybe the concern was when we discussed it initially was, can we trust that it's going to be stuff's going to be properly washed and sanitized and put away by these potential.
But 2 or 3 days later, which would be if this is going to be on what's the 4th? Is that a Sunday? Yeah. Courtney would be coming in anyway to re-sterilize everything anyway, because we waited 2 or 3 days. We thought if there was anything in there, it should be hard surfaces should be gone. So then she would sterilize again.
Well, from a personal standpoint, it doesn't really bother me because I won't be using when my family's in there for Thanksgiving. We talked about it when they were here a few weeks ago, and we are going to go paper plates and bring our own cutlery. And it's a potluck type of a meal, and my sisters will be bringing crock pots. I'll be cooking and bringing the turkey from my house. We're not using the kitchen at all, other than the fridge to keep cold stuff that needs to be cold. So for me, I mean, I'm easy either way because I won't be using a whole plate, fork, knife, glass, or anything while I'm there, so it doesn't bother me.
But you could.
How do you feel?
You could.
Connie, how do you feel? Okay, we could. Connie, how do you feel?
I'm reticent to say that they should use the kitchen. My only problem with the kitchen is there's a lot of pieces. We would have to sterilize the whole kitchen. You say that they're not going to touch this, they're not going to touch that. We don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know they're not going to do some. Okay, we forgot our silverware. Oh, where's the knife? We forgot the knife. Let's go get the knife. If we don't open the kitchen, they can't use anything. I'm sorry, but they have to come prepared or don't come at all. That's my.
I agree.
I would not vote for the use of the kitchens. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you,
I'm
Connie.
with the fridge, but if you're letting them in the kitchen, you don't know what's going to happen.
I agree with you, Connie. Yeah.
Okay, then what I think we need to do is allow them to use the upstairs fridge in the small bar because there's no cutlery plates or anything up there. Anything that's in the upstairs bar.
I'm comfortable with that. I think it would be easy to sanitize the small kitchen. I think it would be a nightmare to try and sanitize the large kitchen.
Yeah, I agree.
I will vote against it if we want to do that. I'm sorry, I can't support it. So, but I can support the small kitchen upstairs. Yes.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that on the small kitchen upstairs. But if you're going to have them using the refrigerators downstairs, then we're going to have to go and buy some locks to lock the cupboards up or empty them completely. And then if we empty them, where are we going to put the supplies?
That's not.
Can that kitchen downstairs be locked right now, Mary, the way it is, or no?
No, I don't think there's any locks on those doors.
Okay, so the simple solution to that is we bring down the curtain on it, and hopefully find a way to lock that, and then we get a couple locked and lock it from the outside with a couple of key locks that don't wreck the door or the frame. We'll make it small but enough to deter people from going in. Because yeah, I agree with you, Connie. We can't trust that people aren't going to go in there, or there's little kids wandering in for that matter, right? So
Well,
But-
I think when
Sheila.
we get farther along with the COVID, that maybe we can loosen up our restrictions a little more on the kitchen. But let's get there first.
Yeah.
They're still worried about a second wave. So,
oh, it's coming.
well,
It's
we
here,
don't see
actually.
how it doesn't come when we're going back to school. So let's
Yeah.
get past this hurdle first, and maybe in January we can revisit it.
Kayla, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to let you know that you have a motion on the floor, and I'll read the motion for clarification and let me know if there's anything you want to add or change. Moved by Mary Ann, seconded by Connie. Be it resolved that the Sunnydale Hall Board hereby approve reopening of the Sunnydale Hall effective September 8th, 2020, with use limited to both common areas and access to only the fridge on the upper level.
Sounds good.
Do we need to say and the washrooms, or is that a given that that's part of the common area? Or
That's common area.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the wording of that motion. Mary Ann, are you okay with
Kayla.
that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. Kayla, thank you.
There's just some of those things I just don't understand that. Anyway, but you're right.
Well, for what
Right.
it's worth, Mary Ann, for what it's worth, coming from 5 or 6 other independent people that have nothing to do with our hall, and this was not instigated by me.
Yeah.
My sisters, my mother, my brother-in-laws, without even talking about the fact that we've got all that wonderful stuff in our kitchen, automatically said, well, we're just going to bring crock pots, our own cutlery, our own cups. It wasn't even a discussion. So people will understand.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
think they will.
The
I
only-
think so.
The
On
only,
small
the only
steps.
thing I've said is we have the dishwasher there, which sterilizes all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no,
But the
that's
kitchen-
okay. We'll just, maybe something we'll have to get
We
some
have time.
locks.
As we
Yeah,
said, we have
I'm
time
off-
down, we have time down the road that,
Yeah.
as Connie has said, hopefully in January or December, the COVID will be a lot better and that we'll be able to reopen the kitchen downstairs. But I agree with it being locked up right now.
Yeah, so
Well,
do I.
We'll look at it again in December because we really do have a few Christmas parties showing up, which, so that's, I know, but let's wait and see what happens for December.
Well, we can talk about that at a future board
That's what I'm
meeting,
saying,
but I
yeah.
mean, really, that's when wave number 2 is going to be at its peak. So,
Well,
Kayla,
let's hope not, so.
Just wondering if you called the motion all in favor. I don't know if I.
not yet. No, we're
Okay.
still kind of in
Alright,
discussion. We're
Sorry.
in discussion. Okay, so is there any more discussion around this, or are we all pretty much in
Well,
concert
yeah.
now? Are we?
I think we're
For
good.
that, for that last one.
Okay, so all in favor of the motion then? Barb, are you in
All
favor? Thank
Yeah, I
you.
am. I don't know why my picture's not showing up.
In the
Can you
bottom
click on-
left-hand screen, you can click the little camera button, Barb.
And then just take everybody's picture off. That took everybody's picture off.
Oh,
Whoop.
Okay, before we lose you, Barb, don't click anything else. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to item number 6,
even
which
put-
is,
I even put lipstick on so everybody'd see me with lipstick
Ah!
on.
oh.
Oh my gosh. Take a picture.
oh, Glenn, you're a lucky man tonight.
Yeah,
Yep.
hold on while I put the makeup on.
Yeah.
I brushed my hair, both of them. Okay, so item number 6, new business, 6.1, the need for new board members. So, of course, we're always looking for new board members, and I believe we have interest from Courtney Hubbard, in becoming a board member at the Sunnydale Corners Hall. Kayla, what do we do here? Do we vote that we'd like her to be on the board? Is that?
If somebody just makes a motion and
Right.
somebody seconds it, you can have a short discussion if you think that it's contentious, I suppose. And then
Okay.
let me know how many you would like to add to your board.
Okay.
Just be aware that however many you add, or the potential to add, could affect your quorum numbers as well.
Right.
So just to be mindful.
Because
for.
if we said we wanted to add 3 and we get 1, what would that do to our quorum, for example?
If you wanted to advertise for 3, but you only got 1, I think the 1, and that's fine. You can add the 1 person.
Right.
What about 2? I was thinking of Sherry Baker.
Well, if you had 8, you would need 5 people for quorum.
Okay.
And that's with 2 people. If you had the 1 person, that would make 7. So you would need the 4 people for quorum. So
our quorum wouldn't change if we had 1, but if we got 2 extra, we'd have to have 5 for a quorum. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right, okay.
Okay.
Well, why don't we just add
that's
Courtney
reasonable.
for now? I would like to move that we add Courtney for now. And then as we go along, find out whether Sherry even wants to join.
Yeah, because she was all gun-ho before all this happened. And then,
Well, she might not be anymore. There's a lot of people
Well,
that aren't really
no,
getting up there and doing anything, Marianne. So
and
Yeah,
she's
no,
been
no,
she's been included in a lot of the emails that have been sent out, and I've never seen any kind of a reply or any kind of opinion or anything from Sherry. And so, let's get through that. Like, I agree with Connie. Let's get through this and see maybe at our AGM about adding another or 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
who came with Sherry that one time? Was that her sister or sister-in-law, Marianne?
Sister. That was her
Sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she won't. That was Trina. And
Right.
Trina says, I'm already on 2 more boards. So she says, Sherry says, wants to put me with it, but she says, I have to back away. But Sherry was interested, so.
Well, give her some time. Might still get back to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor from Connie that we add Courtney Smith Hubbard to our board as a board member.
We need a
Do we
seconder.
do we have a seconder for that?
I'll
Marianne will
second
second.
I'll second.
Sorry.
Okay. Do we have any discussion around adding Courtney to the board? Okay, we'll ask for all those in favor. Barb, are you in favor?
I'm in favor.
Thank you. So we're in favor of adding Courtney Smith Hubbard. We'll get her how she goes. I know she did take her married name as Hubbard, so I think she goes by Courtney Hubbard.
Yeah, she told me that she had changed it.
Okay. Yeah. So Kayla, we can ask you to put that on record then, or do you present that to council for us, or?
So I would need Courtney's email address if somebody can provide that to me afterwards. I can send her a fillable volunteer service agreement, and then I can submit that to council for approval.
Perfect. Okay. And then would that be voted on at the next council meeting then?
It depends on how fast she gets it back to me.
Okay, because we want her on as quick as possible, basically, is where we're going with this. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's C Smith Cleaning. So CSMITH Cleaning at hotmail.com.
Okay.
And phone number is 888-9902.
Okay.
That's 705, of course.
All right.
And her jingle is, Mr. Clean will clean your house and keep everything sparkly, Mr. Clean.
I've never heard her do that.
No. Okay, so any other business, or no? Barb, anything to add? Are we good? Okay.
There was a lot of questions the last time we were talking about the cleaners at the hall and the insurance and the WSIB and all that kind of stuff.
Barbie,
Was
that's
that all
exactly,
clarified?
Barb, before we go any further, that's exactly why we're trying to rush Courtney onto the board. This is off the record, off the minutes. Once Courtney is on our board, Barb, she'll be covered and she can clean our hall.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so that's-
understood that.
Just
He
like
was
Mike.
not.
Just the way Mike was.
Yeah. This is like Ed was on, so
Yeah.
that's why we're trying to
Okay,
hustle
okay.
Courtney onto the board so she's covered
No.
by the insurance so she can.
Okay, that's the only question I had.
Yeah, no, and it was a good one because there was a lot of discussion around that at the last meeting, and I think, there was some conflicting opinions or information about how it had to work, but this is how we are going to make it happen. So that's good. Anything else? Anybody else with any more discussion or no? Marianne, I can go out this weekend and look for locks for that kitchen if you want.
Yeah. And then if you can't do it, I'm sure Raymond will go over and put the locks on so we can lock.
Yeah, I'll go into Todd's in Wasaga Beach and see what they've got for the smallest possible, lock that is going to do the least amount of damage to the frame and the door and go from there. So.
No, I was saying change the lock. Just change the doorknobs.
Oh, change the door, make them lock.
Yeah, and then we'll just have keys.
Okay.
So
All
that's just taking the one
Yep.
door and just put another one in.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
Actually, what we could do, rather than putting on 2 new doorknobs, we could just put a latch on one of the doors
on the far one.
inside.
By the-
Latch it, close, and then just make
In
the
the
one
inside.
door a lockable door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Connie,
That'd be
not
perfect.
bad, eh?
Yeah.
That's
bad.
very good, Bill. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Thanks.
Connie, you said with him losing his hair like that we might lose some.
Well, it's happening to me, so you never know. Yeah, I lost my brain power long ago.
Okay,
Oh,
so
well.
let's let Kayla get back to her dinner. So anything else
Yeah.
to add? Or are we good?
No,
Okay.
we're good. Thank you,
Next
Kayla.
meeting. Can we just play the next meeting by ear, or do we need to set one now?
No, at the call of the chair is fine unless you have,
I don't think we need to set anything right now, so we'll
Can we
just
have
leave it
some-
until. Okay, sounds good. Okay, I have a
Okay.
motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
We're gonna plan
Second by
another meeting?
We're not gonna set a date right now, Barb. When we have more to discuss, we'll come up with something, but right now I think we're good. Okay, so we've had a
Okay.
motion to adjourn.
Hold on a sec. Barb, was there a
Yeah.
reason why you wanted another date or?
No, I just wondered if we were having another date so that we can discuss the reopening of the kitchen and now that we're gonna have the hall opening for other functions, is there any concern for liability? I asked that last time. And I don't mean that, I just wanted to ask if we were gonna have another meeting, how is things going? And should be recap in the possibility of opening up the kitchen more.
Well, that could be something that we could look into for before December. So late November, before the Christmas stuff shows up. And then I can let them know, yes, we're gonna have the kitchen open, or no, we're not. Or
Yeah.
have to bring,
Why don't we think about having a meeting either late October or early November then?
Why don't you
Well-
call it, Bill, when you've got the time?
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, all right.
I'll propose that. Let's get through a few rentals and see how things go. If
Yeah.
something
Yes.
crops up, if something pops up that catches us off guard that we need to discuss, I mean, we threw this one together in a matter of a couple of days. We can do that again.
Okay.
For now, let's just leave it open-ended, but I would say unless something pops up, we'll look near the end of October so Marianne can give our Christmas renters
Because
a
I've got
firm yay
4
or nay on the
people
kitchen.
so far
So,
booked.
yeah, yeah.
They're booked every year, so.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, Mary, I mean, you know what?
Yeah,
If
well-
they have to set up 8-foot tables and put out crock pots like we're doing at
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
yeah.
I don't think that that's going to deter anybody from coming for their
Yeah, and
annual
They're gonna
party.
be all upstairs. No, I agree. No, okay.
Okay.
All
Okay, so
right.
we've got a motion to
Anyway,
adjourn,
thank-
seconder, so we are adjourned. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Barb.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kayla.
Connie. Thanks, Mary.
Thank
Hey,
you.
guys.
Connie.
Take care.
see you
We'll see ya.
guys.
I apologize again.